Morning. Not so well this morning. So here is today's lesson. Hopefully someone will be showing you this video. You've got a question here to have a go at. If the lovely teacher, supply teacher who's in, could just pause it while you have a go. It says, I'm collecting in your homework. Make sure the front sheet is there, and the front sheets, yes, good point. Somebody from either the teacher or one student could please come to the front. On the shelves, the white shelves to the left hand side of my desk, as I was facing you, those white shelves, there is a tray which says AS or Core Maths on it. If you could go in there, there are a little, towards the top of there, some packets in a box, and one of them will have a lot of cover sheets in, because I didn't give you them previously. So if you could get those cover sheets out. Also in there is, towards the top of the box, is a plastic wallet with things that say Quadratic 6. If everybody could have a Quadratic 6 sheet as well, a lesson sheet, that would be good. So you're looking in the AS box, so it's a grey, the cardboard box with a white sticker on saying Core or AS Maths. Lots of little parcels, well, lots of bags in it. One has cover sheets in and one has Quadratic 6 class sheets in. If you could get those two out, it's got things for handing back, but just ignore them. Just get the two packets that say Quadratic 6 and the cover sheets, which are obvious in that box. Make sure everybody has one, and then collecting in the homework, if you could put that, if you can find an empty box on those white shelves somewhere, that'd be great. There is the one purple one that will be in the green box for further maths. That is empty at the moment, the one with the purple pebbles on. That box is empty. If you could get that box out, and then you can hand your homework into that box and just leave it in my room afterwards, because hopefully when I might be in later. So if you could do that, that's great. And then while that's all happening and you're handing in your own works, etc., you can be having a go at this question. So if the teacher could now pause this video, that would be great while all this happens. Right, unpause now, answers. You could have solved that on your calculator for part A to get those, or use the quadratic formula. The next bit, we drew the graph, and because it's a greater than, it's a 2 sticks above. Part B was completing the square, finding the minimum. Basically part C, stating what the y value would be if that bracket was 0, and then what x would make that bracket 0. You've done plenty of them, so hopefully that was easy. Right, then you should all have this sheet in front of you now. Today we're going to be recognising a quadratic in disguise, and we've got to be able to substitute in values to reduce an equation so that it becomes a quadratic, and to practice some simultaneous type equations, maybe. So here is Santa in disguise, if you didn't recognise him. And I think I'm going to cover up the turkey. Might make me smaller, and well, there was a turkey there who wasn't a turkey. When we have an expression, say x squared plus 3x take 2, we say it is a quadratic in x. So that's the variable we're talking about. In indices work, you will have to solve equations like 5 to 2x plus 5x minus 2. And we say this is an expression is a quadratic in 5 to the x, the middle variable thing, so the middle thing. To solve, use a suitable substitution so that you have a normal quadratic work out the answers and convert back. So in this example here, we're saying this is a quadratic in 5 to the x, just ignore the coefficients and everything. So we let u equal 5 to the x, and therefore u squared is 5 to the x times 5 to the x, which equals 5 to the 2x. So u squared, wow, it's that one there, so that's u squared now minus 30u plus 125 equals 0. You can solve that with brackets. That's u minus 5, and what adds to make 30? Well, that's u minus 25, and then multiply to make that thing. So u equals 5 or u equals 25. Remember that u is 5 to the x, so 5 to the x equals 5, and 5 to the x equals 25. So therefore we just guess x now. So x must be 1 to make that true, or 5 squared, 25, so if x is 2. And that's that one. Another one here. Here that we've got another quadratic in disguise. The middle term is root x. So this time I'll let u equal root x, and u squared equal root x times root x, which is in fact x. So we've got u squared there, lucky, u squared minus 6u plus 8 equals 0, and therefore solving that one, u take 2, u take 4 works. So u equals 2 and u equals 4, and u is in fact root x, so root x equals 2 and root x equals 4. So to get rid of a root, we square both sides, so x equals 4 and x equals 16. Answers. Number 3, similar idea here. We're going to let u equal what's there, so u equals x to the third, so u squared equals x to the third times x to the third, which equals x to the add powers, so 2/3. Oh look, it's that one there, so we've got u squared minus 5u plus 4 equals 0. Solving that one, u take 1, u take 4, 0, so u equals 1 or u equals 4. U is in fact x to the third equaling 1, x to the third equaling 4. To get rid of a power third, now if you remember for doing indices, x to power third is the same as the cube root of x. So to get rid of the cube root, we need to cube both sides. So x will equal 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1. And this one, x will equal 4 times 4 times 4, which is, I'm sure you're shouting at me now, 64. Oh, look, another. How lucky we are. Right, so this time let u be that middle variable there. So u equals t squared, and u squared will equal t squared times t squared, which is in fact t to the 4. T to the 4, so off we go then. So that's u squared minus 13u plus 36 equals 0. Spotting this one, well, it's u take 9, u take 4 equals 0. So u equals 9 or u equals 4. But that u is t squared, so t squared equals 9 and t squared equals 4. And therefore t will equal, because we have to do the rooting, plus and minus 3, and t equals plus and minus 2, which might be no surprise. There are 4 answers because it's actually a quartic. 2 answers for a quadratic, 3 answers for a cubic, 4 answers for a quartic. Right. Oh, another. You think there are going to be 6 answers for this, but you'll not be true, but never mind. Right, look at that. Is it a quadratic in disguise? Perhaps it is. Perhaps you might want to rearrange it so it looks more like it could be a quadratic in disguise. Take the 8 over, then let u equal middle term, which is p to the 3. That means u squared will equal p to the 3 times p to the 3, which makes p to the 6. So we've got u squared plus 7u minus 8 equals 0. U minus, oh gosh, I forgot now, minus 1 and u plus 8, that works, doesn't it, equals 0, so u equals 1, u equals minus 8, and therefore p to the 3 equals 1, p to the 3 equals minus 8. So to get rid of a cube, we need to cube root. So what times what times what makes 1 when we cube root? There is a calculator button you can cube root with on your machine if you can find it. But basically 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, so that's 1. And here, what times what makes minus 8? You can do on your calculator cube root of minus 8 if you try. But the answer, if you just think about it, is minus 2. There's only one. The minus 2 times minus 2, so minus 2 makes minus 8. So there's 2 answers. The other answers, if you were to find them, are actually imaginary for anybody doing further maths. So there are another 4 answers, but they're all imaginary, and that's not on our course of maths. So we're okay. Right, whiteboard time. So if I could ask the teacher now to keep pausing the video while you have a go with your whiteboards, that would be great. I'll just flip through fast because I want to get off. Sorry, rude, isn't it? But I don't feel good. So pause this one, unpause. So answers were plus and minus 2. You had to reject the other one because you couldn't square root of minus 1. If you did, it's plus and minus I, but that's just for a few of you. But for this course, we just reject that because you can't square root a negative. Second question. Pause. Unpause. Here comes the answer. Quarter and 1. This one you might need a hint on. That you're going to let it be this middle variable thing here, 2 to the x. Now u squared will be 2 to the x times 2 to the x, which is 2 to the 2x. Now what you might know about 2 to the 2x, 2 squared, we all know that, that's 4. So it's just 4 to the x, so that might help you with that one. Have a go. Please pause. Unpause. Answers are 1 and 3. Here's another. This time please multiply all by x squared, yes, to make it a quadratic. So please pause. Unpause. Plus and minus root 7. Last one, really tricky one. Pause the board now. I'm not going to give you a hint. See if you can work it out. So pause the board. Unpause. There we have it. Right, the answers. No treasure hunt, I'm afraid. But if you could just get it from the textbooks, get the textbooks out, and it's exercise 3F, page 47, questions. It's not questions 2 to 7, it's 1 to 7. You really need to practice those basic ones because they're not easy. 1 to 7. Do all the little bits in question 1. That'll probably keep you busy for most of the lesson. Don't worry about too many of the others. But have a good go at those. Good luck, and I will see you on Friday, hopefully. Bye.